You know, I am a consumer of intelligence services. So I always see intelligence service reports. There's a character called Babu. I always see Babu.
Yes, how are you everyone? How was your day? Today, as Raila Amoluden was being introduced as the AU chairperson, President General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni came out to announce that there is an enemy of the NRM in Kenya, and that enemy is Babu Owino. We all know that Babu Owino is a friend with Bobi Wine. In fact, Babu Owino has ever brought Bobi Wine in Kenya, and they made one of the biggest rallies Babu Wine has ever had by himself. Okay? And even when General Museveni came in Kenya, Babu Wine, I think, galvanized the students' leaders to protest against Museveni, because by that time Museveni had jailed Bobi Wine in Uganda, because Uganda was heading towards the presidential election. That was 20. And Babu Wine galvanized, okay, the student leaders to come on the streets.
Ugandan President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni concluded his three-day state visit to Kenya today by delivering a public lecture at the Kenyatta University on the topic Integrity in Africa.
However, his speech did not go down well as students started chanting slogans in solidarity with his political opponent Bobi Wine, a protest that resulted to police using tear gas to disperse the students.
Here now is Grace Courier with more.
This is not Kampala, Uganda. Neither is it anywhere near Uganda. It is in Kenya, at Kenyatta University to be precise.
Until 100,000 years ago, this present man was living only in Africa.
Now, inside the university's amphitheater, Uganda's President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was delivering his lecture on integrity in Africa. But outside, this was happening.
So I think Museveni from now then received the intelligence that Bobi Wine was working with Babu Wine. We all know that Uganda is still under dictatorship. It's not like Kenya. Sometimes I hear Kenyans speak about dictatorship of Ruto and I laugh. Kenya is the biggest democracy. I know it is not where it's supposed to be, but it is the biggest democracy in East Africa. When you talk about dictatorship of Ruto, I just laugh. In fact, Ruto, if you call Ruto a dictator, what can you call Museveni, who has been at the helm of 40 years? So in this episode, I've come to talk about the comments of General Kaguta Museveni and why they should not be taken lightly, and why I think Babu Owino's life might be in danger, what it means for Kenyan politics and both Uganda, but most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So, General Museveni is among the East African dictators, not even East Africa, is on the global stage of dictators. One of the longest serving presidents in Africa, I think he's in the second place, okay, is now making almost 40 years in power, came out to make a comment against one of the youngest leaders in Kenya, that is Babu Wine. First of all, by making a comment against Babu Wine, it shows how Babu Wine has a future in politics. In fact, when you look at Babu Wine, you may think has been in parliament for 40 years. He's articulate, eloquent, and to me, I think he's the right person to inherit Baba's support in Nyanza. And the good thing, he also believes in himself. He has ever announced that he wants to be a principal of the Azimio, and it is in the offing. By General Museveni coming out to announce that Babu Wine does some terrorist activities with Bobi Wine, it is a sign that General Museveni means it. Because we all know Babu Owino is a friend to Bobi Wine. Okay? So, one may ask, why is he coming out to say this? First of all, in that speech, you clearly see that he went on to say that Raila is not a part of Babu's decision. In fact, before I explain this more, let me first give you the tape as General Museveni was saying this. Yeah, is the tape.
There are some individuals in Raila's group who I don't think know what they are doing. You know, I am a consumer of intelligence services. So I always see intelligence service reports. There's a character called Babu. I always see Babu. Dealing with anti-Ugandan group, anti-NRM groups in Ugandans. So I had never chosen him, but now I am choosing Babu. But those are individuals, they are not the Raila group. Because I know Raila from the nationalist and pan-Africanist.
That is General Museveni. In that video, you clearly see it was a tone. You know, in diplomacy, sometimes a message can be passed meaning something else. That message has two meanings. One, he may be telling Raila indirectly that I've come here to support you, but you must reign on your son, because we all know Babu Owino takes direction from Baba. In fact, when Baba tells Babu Owino something, Babu Owino will take it with honor and move on. So it is a sign that Museveni was passing to Raila Amolo Odinga that you should tell Babu Owino not to interfere in Ugandan politics. And he even went on to say that Babu Owino, that Raila Amolo Odinga didn't, in that message, the context, is not the one supporting Babu. But I'm going to give you an example that even General Museveni was lying. First of all, when Museveni comes out to say that Raila Amolo Odinga is not part of Babu's decision, he's lying. We all know that leaders, although they come on state dinners in foreign countries, even though leaders like Ruto knows that Museveni is a dictator, although in diplomacy, sometimes you don't engage in other nationals, other foreign countries' duties. There's a time Raila Amolo Odinga came out to say that Kenya cannot be compared to Uganda because Uganda is a dictatorship. So even Raila Amolo Odinga knows. In fact, for those who don't remember, let me first play the video. Here's the tape.
Other people have continued to compare Kenya with those countries around us. Oh, look at Somalia. Look at Ethiopia. Look at South Sudan. Look at Uganda and so on. Kenyans do not want to be compared with the worst in the world.
That is Raila Amolo Odinga. It means that even Raila Amolo Odinga knows that General Museveni is a dictator. Okay? He knows that General Museveni is a dictator. Secondly, I keep on telling people that General Museveni is a strong man. When Babu Wine invited Bobi Wine to Uganda, and people was information, so Bobi Wine had also invited Babu Wine to Uganda, and he was blocked by Ugandan government not to come. That shows you how the level of dictatorship. Yet, Bobi Wine has never been blocked to enter Uganda, even though he goes there to support the opposition. Sometimes, by the even that is a mistake for Bobi Wine if he's watching this video. An opposition leader, you don't come out to support another opposition leader in another country, like out in media. At least do that covertly, because sometimes you may need the support of the incumbent. So, but Bobi Wine has never been blocked from Uganda. He normally comes there, but Babu was blocked. Okay, so it shows you that Museveni is serious. I may not be surprised if the Allied force is sent in Kenya to capture Babu so that he can be put in the jails of Uganda. In Uganda, we have a military court. In the lead-up of the 2021 election, there are very many people who were arrested on account of being in opposition. 5 years down the road, they are still in the military courts. So that is the video of these people. So by General Museveni coming out to say that Babu supports his anti-NRM, Some people may talk it as a joke. This is one of the strongest men in East Africa who has the long arm. And to make matters worse, Ruto is his friend. And Ruto, we all know where Babu falls. The only thing Babu Owino has is Baba Raila Amolo Odinga is a friend to Museveni. Maybe if anything happens, he can talk to Museveni to reduce the tempers. But that should not be taken lightly. The good thing, even Baba knows that General Museveni is a dictator. He knows. So even General Museveni lied. Okay? So, by Museveni coming out to announce Babu as anti-NRM, it's not just a piece of cake. It had some information to give to Babu Owino, but also a message to be sent to Bobi Wine that all his movements are monitored around East Africa. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.